This is NTV. 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 This is NTV.
NTV Akawungezi katugende mu maaso. Olwaleero bbaasi zisiibye zisomba bannakongo abaddukidde mu Uganda nga beetegula olutalo oluli ewaabwe. Abantu bano bali mu kutwalibwa Elwamwanja mu disitulikiti y'e Kamwenge. Abantu abali eyo mu mutwalo mulamba be baddukidde mu Rwanda ne Uganda basobola okulinda ekyosi ekiri e Congo kimala okuyita. Abantu bafa bali ku nsalo ya Uganda ne Congo batutegeeza nti okulwanagana kwabaddewo jonga kwa maanyi era ekyo kyayongedde okusengula abantu okudda mu Uganda ne Rwanda.
Nga bakutte obugugu buno obulimu ebyabwe oba olyawe basigaza mu bulamu abanoonyi b'obubudaabudamu abasukka mu mutwalo be bakaddukira mu Uganda wamu ne Rwanda okuva mu ggwanga lya Congo. Uganda yakawandiisa abasukka mu 3,000 era nga abalala bakyajja. Abajja batuukira mu nkambi ku nsalo ya Uganda ne Congo mu kabuga akayitibwa Bunaagaana mu disitulikiti y'e Kisoro.
Abakyali mu masomero mu areas endala eyo kumpi ne borders ne Congo.
Ababundabunda bano mu mwezi ogwakaggwa gavumenti yabateerawo ekifo we bagenda okubeera Elwamwanja mu disitulikiti y'e Kamwenge era bano mwe bagenda okubeera.
Ate settlement eyo gye bagenda mu ettaka eririyo limala buli mwaja kufuna ekibanja kye mwaja okuzimba ennyumba n'omwalimira.
Bino byonna byavudde ku kulwanagana okw'amaanyi mu ggwanga lya Congo era nga Ssaabayeekera Bosco Ntaganda abangi gwe bamanyi nga Terminator ye yabireeta. Ngono ekkooti y'ensi yonna emunoonya asuubira okuba nga yeewogomye mu buvanjuba bwa Congo. Baasi olwaleero zisiibye zibasomba okubatwala Elwamwanja. Gavumenti n'ebibiina ebiyamba ababundabunda batidde nti okulwanagana kukyali kw'amaanyi era abantu bakyajja mu Uganda.
Weewaawo abatuuze ku kyalo Kabumbuzi mu ggombolola y'e Busaana e Kayunga bakeeredde mu kutyana mboozi yekwata ku babbi abazze mu kiralo ky'omutuuze omu ne babbamu ente eziwera ate tekyabamalidde ente endala baazikutte ne bazibaaga nnyinizo ne bamulekera byenda kaabuuyi n'emitwe. Mbuufu bwe bumwe era e Kayunga eyo ku kyalo Nnongo abaayo bakeeredde ku musajja agambibwa okuba omubbi w'enkoko ne bamukuba mizibu egimuse n'enkoko egyagambibwa nti yabadde agibbye ne bagimusiba mu bulago.
Hajbad Lukalumba nga mutuuze ku kyalo Kabumbuzi ye yabbiddwako ente omukaaga ezibadde mu kiraalo kino. Kigambibwa nti ku nte omukaaga Haji Badru z'abadde alundira mu kiraalo kino akedde 3 teziriimu so ng'endala 3 zaasaliddwa mu kiro ennyama n'etwalibwa ng'era emitwe ebyenda n'ebitundu ebirala bye basobodde omulekerawo.
Dagijja wano awabi nejijja wali awalungi.
This is NTV. 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 This is NTV.
Otyo kuwumula tekubeera kutuuka. Tugenda amaaso ne NTV Akawungezi kakati akanyomero ke tulimu kabya mizannyo. Abakulu ku kakiiko ka Uganda Olympics Committee abayimiriza president w'ekibiina kino gye buvuddeko bayitiddwa mu kooti. Dungu ayagala ebyasalibwawo abakulu bano bisazibwemu ye asigale nga akola emirimu gye kinnawadda. Enkaayana mu bakulu bano zeeyongedde nga kiddiridde aba Uganda okwetaba mu mpaka za Olympics ezigenda okubeera mu kibuga London gye bujja ku katono.
Enkaayana eziro mu kibiina kya Uganda Olympic Committee zakugwera mu kooti. Rogers Dungu nga yakulira ekibiina kino agenze mu kooti okwekubira enduulu nga wakanya ky'abakungu mu kibiina kino okumuyimiriza nga bamulanga okukozesa obubi w'ofiisi ye saako okulemera okukolaganira awamu nabo. Dungu era bamulanga okuzimula ssemateeka w'ekibiina kino bwe yasalawo okuteekawo akakiiko kagonjola obutakkanya obuliwo wakati we ne bakulembera ab'ekibiina kino ng'ate waliwo akakiiko k'empisa mu kibiina akandibadde kateekwa okukola omulimu guno. Abaamugoba muri William Blake, Dan Lukale, Dennis Garabuzi ne Penna Kabengi nabo kati kkooti ebayise.
Kkooti etuyise ng'etegeeza ky'olunaku lw'enkya wajja kubaayo okuwuliriza motion etugaana okutuukiriza kye twasalawo ku Mr. Roger Dungu nti tumususpendinze okuba president wa Uganda Olympic Committee ate nga 25 May era batuyise mu kkooti okubaawo okulaba nti tetutuukiriza ekyo kye twasalawo mu meeting yaffe ya 24.
Ekinava mu kkooti olunaku lw'enkya kikijja okusalawo oba Rogers Dungu anaayongera okugenda maaso n'ekibonerezo kye nga bw'alinda olukiiko lwa bonna oba anaakoma mu ofiisi akakala emirimu gye nga bwe kirina okubeera.
Bya mizannyo abayizi abawala n'abalenzi abali mu 200 n'okusobamuko
facing the basket.
Entrepreneurship skills were also given to them, inspired to make them start realizing that they can do better from the little resources they have. They can save and grow themselves to heights.
I think the ideal would be that there would be basketball courts in every district and every community throughout Uganda, but that will take time. And in many areas of the US, I know that the game is learned on Marum with an improvised backboard.
NTV Akawungezi ebyemizannyo bwe bityo bye bifundikidde amawulire wano we Kampala otusinzira okuweereza bino olwaleero obudde busiibye bukakkamu naddala mu biseera ebyokumakya weewaawo akasana kamaze ne kaaka mu biseera eby'amalya g'ekyemisana eddakiika ziri kumpi 29 ezisse ku ssaawa emu mwebale kubeera naffe siyinza kusukka wano nakwewola ddakiika bayinza okumbuuza eyagimpadde n'entanula okwemwentula ekimwegere empisi kyesekera mu lumbe lw'ente leka bala nabo tubaweeyo omukisa bakole anti munnange omuluulu anaasula ewa munne enkoowa atunuza wansi nze Frank Olisimbi okutuusa olunaku olw'enkya muswe bulungi.
This is NTV. This is NTV.
Today on Showcase Uganda, we continue our beautiful Eastern Uganda. A major tourist attraction in the eastern part of Uganda are the Sipi Falls. In all their wonder, the falls are an incredible profusion of nature's ironic simplicity and blended magnificence, and are often described as perhaps the most romantic falls in Africa. Through Sipi village, the falls are accessible via a network of well-maintained local trails, but be warned that the landscape is both steep and hilly. In fact, the slopy landscape, adorned by typically African huts, all demonstrate an authentic link to the magnificence and profusion of African beauty. Trekking through the forest trails in and around Sipi village, Lakam Lodge, just off the main road, has plenty to offer. The lodge provides the most incredible view of Mount Elgon, as well as the fabulous plains of eastern and northern Uganda, making the visit memorable and a pleasant place to spend a few days unwinding. The lodge is built on a rock within roaring distance of Sipi Falls, and the cool water sprays and breeze from the falls create a perfect environment for its visitors. For those who want a taste of traditional African homesteads with their architectural grandeur of harmony, the cottages are a perfect resting place. The cool and stunningly beautiful African huts are situated in a prime position overlooking the falls and the plains that roll as far as the eye can see. There are also soothing flowing streams of water beneath the cottages. After a day out in the wild, there are welcome Western-style bathrooms which are strategically located to give visitors a scenic view of the valley while taking a shower. Relax in an atmosphere which is both friendly and conducive for overnight and long-stay visitors. The lodge is run very efficiently by Ugandans and has a laid-back and calming atmosphere. Culinary delights range from real Ugandan local dishes to exotic ones, with orders placed well in advance by guests before meal times. The theme at Lakam Lodge is specialized and personalized service, with the size of the facility complementing the same. There are various other small hotels, lodges, restaurants and campsites within and around Sipi Falls that also offer accommodation. These are Sipi Rest Camp, Go Down Bar, all depending on the size of one's pocket and the type of travel experience expected. The most magnificent feature, however, in this part of Uganda is Mount Elgon. A good tarmac road leads up to one of Uganda's most recently formed national parks, Mount Elgon National Park. The striking magnificence of flora on this vast scale, a ready reminder why Uganda truly is the Pearl of Africa. Gazetted in 1993, the 1,445 square kilometers which make up Mount Elgon National Park is primarily concerned with conserving and restoring the original forest that once covered the slopes, enabling the mountain to continue its essential role as a Although many animals are present in the park, past harassment by poachers has made them extremely shy, and most parts of this park are termed as once encroached land. The park also abounds with a variety of rare and beautiful flowers. However, the growing population around the park has led to detrimental consequences. Deforestation.
They had their own land, public land, so they had to come in this forest reserve for cultivation. And as they continue cultivating, they adapted to set now.
In a bid to curb the same, community-based programs supported by the Uganda Wildlife Authority to protect the sanctity of the forest. Vehicles are not allowed within the main national park, so the best and only way to enjoy the park is on foot and at a small fee that differs for residents and foreigners. Uganda Wildlife Authority wardens are on hand to guide a fact-filled trek, and visitors can choose to take the short or long treks through the forest area. While on your walk, you can enjoy the large number of plants and animals that coexist here. The vegetation here has adapted to the extreme weather conditions in bizarre ways, as you'll clearly observe when you see the giant It does get quite chilly under all the thick foliage, so a warm top would be advisable. When Showcase Uganda returns, our journey to Uganda. Tororo town, set 5 kilometers off the main Uganda-Kenya road and 17 kilometers from the Malaba border, Tororo is home to a diverse ethnic population and confluence of visitors. Situated in the far east of Uganda, many journey through Tororo town on their way to and from the border crossing to Mbale. The gateway buses are frequent throughout the day, coming from Kampala, continuing to Mbale Soroti, then either to Lira or Moroto. The town's major claim to fame is the Tororo Rock, which can be sighted from miles around. Entering the eastern district of Tororo, you will be overwhelmed by this imposing natural landmark. As you approach the town, it welcomes you. It bids you farewell. Even after traveling kilometers out of town, it is there to make sure that you are really on your way. The land feature rises high in pursuit of the skies like a huge watchtower. As someone once put it, the Eiffel Tower is to Paris as the magnificent Tororo Rock is to Tororo District. Tours to the rock can be organized, and at the rock, there are steps and ladders to help you get to the summit with the additional help of guides. The rock sprouts from the plains like a bull's hump and is noticeable from miles away. Like a defiant tree stump with buttress roots firm on the ground, it spreads into the plains. Tororo Rock is a volcanic plug that rises about 1,800 meters above sea level. The rock is a gift of nature to the people who hail from its vicinity. The sight of this impressive landform warms up their heart. It is a radar that shows them that their homes are just around the corner. It also acts as a clear sign to travelers that their journey is almost complete or has just begun, depending on their destinations. Besides its beauty, Tororo is a gold mine in its own right. It is gifted with deposits of limestone, a raw material for producing cement. Tororo is home to Tororo Cement Industry, the producers of Tororo Cement. The factory has, in various ways, contributed to the socio-economic development of the country, given that cement is a vital ingredient in the construction industry. It is little wonder, therefore, that the cement factory uses the rock image as its logo. Tororo also offers affordable and comfortable accommodation to its visitors. And the Rock Hotel is one of the finest available with Although quite a long way from Kampala, Tororo is a pleasant town to pass through and visit. When Showcase Uganda returns, our journey continues to the depths of eastern Uganda. The road to the border is fairly good, although you will encounter a few potholes. The fairly typical Ugandan scenery, surrounded by farmland, as well as areas of verdant bush and elephant grass with the occasional protruding anthill, are spotted across the landscape. There are also stretches of hills separated by marshy swamps. As you approach the border, you can continue straight through Tororo for the Malaba crossing or take a right turn to Busia. The roadblock at this turning is there to stop smugglers. From this point, you are still able to see the Tororo rock high up in the distance. The Malaba-Uganda-Kenya border is a beehive of activity. Here, transactions to and from Kenya and Uganda make the border both alive and interesting. Buses also ferry visitors back and forth. A 9-hour bus ride from Kampala to Kenya's capital Nairobi is the most affordable and popular means of travel for most East African visitors. Security checks at this border can, however, take a while, slowing down the journey. The small town of Malaba is ethnically varied and a busy trading center. Although small and hardly developed by most standards, it continues to experience sporadic growth. On the journey back from the east, and whilst passing through Jinja, take some time to enjoy the natural wonder of Mabira, Uganda's largest. Mabira Forest straddles the main Jinja to Kampala highway and is 54 kilometers from Kampala city, 20 kilometers from Jinja. Situated on the edge of Najembe village, it is approximately 500 meters north of the main road. It offers visitors a rare tropical experience as it is conveniently accessible by both private and public means. This huge and naturally beautiful forest is 306 square kilometers and can be explored via an extensive trail network. Guided and unguided trails are available. Forest trails cater for people of all schedules and abilities and give its visitors fantastic views of the forest canopy and opportunities to discover a fascinating array of forest life. For all nature lovers, this walkthrough is a must-do. The forest is both a beautifully tranquil and a relaxing environment in which to unwind and stretch after a long ride on the road.
This is NTV.
Morning she shampoos my locks. Always have my back, she stand true to that. Real type of loving, thank you for that. Yo, run barefoot without no shoes and socks. Cause she keep herself clean, man, I got catch no rush. And she love me for real, man, I feel have no cash. And any little thing and from a splish, she splash. Yo, all this blinging is like you forgot. Use cheddar as the bait, then you recruit the rat. So we listen couple speech of Martin Luther chat. Dennis Brown, Bob Marley and some super cats. Yo, it seem like she live upside the Duke shop. Cause she don't have a scratch, it's only beauty spot. When one duty start is when one duty stop. 1 9 to 5, 1 5 to 12 o'clock, you see me?
The impala is a medium-sized graceful antelope found in southern Africa to the northern limits of East Africa. In Uganda, they can only be found in Lake Mburo National Park. With its reddish-brown body, the impala is very similar to the kob, but differentiated by the black strip which runs along the middle of the lower back to the tail. Their slender lioness-shaped horns are found only in males. The impala weighs up to 80 kilograms with a shoulder height of 75 to 95 centimeters or 2.5 to 3.5 feet. Unlike other antelopes, impalas have large brush-like tufts of long coarse black hair that cover a scent gland located just above the heel on each hind leg. Its remarkable lips are the most well-known feature of the impala's movement. Impalas inhabit grassland and woodland edges, usually very close by water. They feed on young shoots during the wet season and herbs and shrubs during the dry season and drink daily. The male impala are very territorial animals and fiercely guard their territory from challenging males through horn duels. They stand with erect posture, grab scent from face glands and make dung heaps to mark their territory. The females form herds of up to 50 or more and wander in and out of the male territories. If they start to leave the territory, the male tries to herd them back into the center. Bachelor males are allowed to remain in the male territories by the dominant male only if they ignore the females. But occasionally you will catch sight of one lone male impala which keeps close to the female herd and waits for an opportunity when the dominant male is preoccupied to mate with any of the females. The female impala reaches sexual maturity at 1 year and the male at 1.5. Gestation period is 6 to 7 months. In East Africa, young impalas are born all year round, but birth peaks usually coincide with the rains. The young are suckled for 4 to 6 months. The males will not be mature enough to hold a territory until they're 5 or 6 years old. Impala have a lifespan of 12 years.
This is NTV.
Today on Rendezvous, meet Eddie Yahweh, audio producer and owner of Dream Studios in Kamocha. Eddie has been in the music industry for more than 10 years and is the winner of the 2006 Audio Producer Palm Award.
Say all the woman them an impress, man. So treat the girl them nice, man. You hear me? Yeah. Alright. Oi, oi, oi. Kadumba, 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 kadi. Oi, oi, oi. Kadumba, 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 kadi. Oi, oi, oi. Kadumba, 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 kadi. Oi, 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 mama. Kadumba, 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 kadi. Fusa matate uloza takusanira zendala gweto musanira omwana wabandi no mulumya bojo bada nakabanga tomufanako bada natomanya mazika goyo mwana bada nikasana kudibuda bada otowalodi no mchikomya bada kama gwinga tomufanako bada natomanya mazika goyo mwana bada nikasana kudibuda wamulinanga tumwekomba wamufuna teno mwesamba omutima gwe waguzanyisa katemba buli kadde nga totakuyomba kati wewaana tindo wasuula songa bambi omwana yeyabuuka bosi weesoma tigwe wakyawa songa bambi omwana yakowa o mama kadumba 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 kade kadumba 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 kade kadumba 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 kade wasuula enalonda oba yakulema leka nzengezeko kyerondera taba mubbi bada kadumba 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 kade wewakabya enasirisa kadumba 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 kade wazalawa wenasima kuba nalabanga tasana kulekawo ebirungi byalina tewabiraba eyabiraba leka n'omulyewo tewamatira namatira era mutwalira ddala ng'ekyatika omwana w'abandi n'omulumya bw'otyo bada n'akabanga tomufanako bada notomanya mazika g'oy'omwana bada tegasana kudibuuda bada otowalodi n'omukikomya bada akabagwinga tomufanako bada notomanya mazika g'oy'omwana bada tegasana kudibuuda. Sedume nga tokowa kuyenjera notomanya nti abakazi bangi naye bademu abaguma tebatera kusangika wamufuna n'olekerawo mweguya songa yali akyali mbuuku kyali kitoke olemu okukisalira abamanya kusalira leka tukyefuge badambu omwana w'abandi n'omulumya bw'otyo bada n'akabanga tomufanako bada notomanya maziga g'oy'omwana bada tekasana kudibuuda bada otowalodi n'omukikomya bada nga tomufanako bada notomanya mazika g'oy'omwana bada tegasana kudibuuda bwe wasuula ze nalonda bada kadumba 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 kale terondera yaba mubbi bada kadumba 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 kale tewamatira ze namatira bada kadumba 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 kale terondera yaba mubbi bada kadumba 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 kale bwe wasuula ze nalonda bada kadumba 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 kale terondera yaba mubbi bada kadumba 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 kale tewamatira ze namatira
natandika music yenna at large mabega kofe naina mama ngayimba mu church yaba Anglican nenga fe twayimbiranga ku miggo nga bakutuma ogenda okulima nenga Akawungezi tuteko kugenda mu church choir kifuba ddembe so most of the time akapia twaka kubanga nnyo nga batusindika genda kuyimba sooner or later nange byatandika okunyumira era omuntu yasooka okunyumira ennyo mu kuyimba bali bamuyita Fire Lutaya era ennyimba zannyambanga nnyo then when nakulakulamu nengeza kugegenya eddoboozi erya Jim Reeves ne Jimmy Katumba nga sinalituka naye nga ngenda mu nsonda nengeza kulaba nga ndiyimba with that effect mu nsonda then nentandika okuyimba not until bwe namala ndowooza bwe nagenda mu P7 nga soba tudduka ntugenda mu kyaki z'abalokole okuyimba then talent negenda ngekula bwetyo up to today nali nakamale makene wayita ndowooza emyezi nga 13 nenfuna scholarship ogenda okusoma radio and television Radio Netherlands Training Center e Holland mu ebyo bya involving nnyo sound and vision but basically I was majoring in sound. So from there, mbanga na background of music as an idea as well as a talent. Getting a new interest mu ekyo karo nanyamba nefuna scholarship okuva e Holland, nefuna scholarship endala ogenda mu Morgan State University okusoma sound mu America. Then egenda soma sound engineering and mixing. So bwe namala eyo nengende Hollywood, California, North Hollywood. Yenakola practicals era wenaveyo nava n'ebyuma bya studio gye bayita Dream Studios ntandika studio ntandika producing aba musician abawano mutwala natandikira ku Bobby Wine ne ba musician abalaba groups endala ne batandika okufuna interest nga ba Kitoke Kifansalira ba Misa Kisemakula ba Elin Nambiru Bebe Cool n'abalala. The list is endless. Luganda bitro kuyimba mu as a main language teruli percussive sima bwenkiza mu Luganda terudi gidango omuntu ayimba kakati ekyo nenkizula nekira ne anti ebyuma betukuba tebiri rhythms zaffe teziseringa on the beyond the borders of Uganda. Bunagene Mexico nekirabanga kibakola kikyukamu nemmanya ne bayiya olulimi lwatera okuyiyizamu oyiyiza mu lulimi lulala tinoyimiza mu lulimi lulala kati bwenakoma wano kyenagezaako okukola nti tukuba ebyuma ebikyukako ebisobola okuzinisa omuntu nga tannawulira naki naluyimba kakati n'engeri gye tubikuba nongeri gy'omuyimbi gy'omugamba nti yimba bwoti omuyimbi ludinga bwayimba ng'engoma ebivuga gye bigenda naye gyakola kigyagenda kati awo tekikola contrast omuntu watanyumiddwa bidongo abatasobola kuyimbira muyimbi kanuga nti ajulina bwo yimba bwo kakati yimba bwo wadde yimbira bwoti ng'ogenda dda kuno bwoteka bwe twebaka mu Luganda ate luyimbe nga atayimba Luganda luyimbe nga yimba mu Luzungu balimba nga yimba Olukongo kati kikyusiza nnyo music wa Uganda era I think ndoza right now 75% music gwakuba mu Uganda wonna ali recording mu Dream Studios.
Eddie introduced a new dynamism to local music which has greatly increased his popularity and airplay. However, having started out as a musician, it was not easy for the owner of the newly established Dream Studios to convince his colleagues that he could actually
Nasoka nemba wano nga muyimbi munnaabwe ngendo kukomawo ng'ate babanyumiza nti Eddie yawe ate producer kati neba kumuhandolinga nebandetera omwana omu yali nga mu kuba streams indalo mu Eagles production Haruna Mbiru producing ekitoke kifansalina. It was a surprise to them kuba oluyimba lwabafuga almost omwaka mulamba, so that's how they began giving come interest to handle their music. Bwe bajja nena program ndala nga nabo balina ndala bajja bo nkwe music mukole music ngo badde bakola ane mbagamba no tulina okukyusaamu. Nali nkoze research nti mu Eagles production toli music yena gwali bakubyeko mu club, so ne other kind of like corporate sound yali tegenda yenye nenga balina abantu baabwe bawansi nga bangi, so nenga nti nzila nti omuyimbi ono abadayina ayimba sense nongo sendongo yatenga ne music bamuzinirako. That was the very first time Mr. Chisemakula's songs to be played mu Angenwa ne mu Silk ne mu clubs endala. Ne ku radio ez'amaanyi nga Capital Radio ne Sanyu. Enyimba zenna kola vision gye nasookedda kuba Eagles production yalina Isigo Nsimira, bakazi abaguma, kankutendereze ne album yeno ya First Aid.
Sente olinga dola tatuya na takufuna kuno mukwano gomungi kwendina yense ngumusewa mbalaba banja banekaneka naye sibagala babite bankuba bono basinga kuba wakula wafuka dola olinga paundi atanyikira takufuna guno mukwano gomungi kwendina yense ngumusewa mbalaba banja banekaneka naye sibagala babite bankuba bono basinga yangu wanyabo okole emirimu gyo no kunuma abange kunjigija breakfast yedi tolwanga yonawe yangu wanyabo okole emirimu gyo zomukwano kunuma abange kunjigija breakfast yedi tolwanga yonawe. Simba no kusimba okujisimbulawo ng'omwagalwa weyase nze kati nsasirako kweruma ng'oli wala nga n'abasawo balabe batigumya yangu wanyabo okole emirimu gyo omukwano kunuma abungi bijja first aid tongayo nawe yangu wanyabo okole emirimu gyo omukwano kunuma abange kunjigijja first aid tolwangayo nawe sika sente munange sika mirimu gyo kyesaba nange mirimu gyo ombalirengamu enebikemo bingi tobiwa nnyo mwaganya tali mutteko gyolinafu kyensaba tugiterezemu olabe nange wonteekeramu bona okuwankawanka fune nange wembeereramu mpono osumalika yangu banyabo okole emirimu gyo z'omukwano kunuma abange gunjigijja.
Nze ndi producer era nalaba nga kyali time enough okutandikawo producers forum era nze bwe natandika studio eno saakozesa producer aproducing the koala yenna abantu bonna Tony Hawes ba Rocky ba Padde bonna batandikira wano okuyiga nembayigiriza then bwe mala bayigiriza then nebatandika n'okusomesa abalala kati nga ba producer baliwo edda balinga bayigira ku balala oba bayiga because of the talent and mother it was necessary to go back to school or to learn the principles of music kati natandika na finding a kibayita producers community kiyako producers forum we to register tukungana buli lwakuna ntweyigiriza ebintu ebirala kino bakikola batya oli kyabadde akola n'amalonga takimanyi omuntu kyabadde akola nga takimanyi nti bakitabe bati ne tukimingiriza n'ebintu ebirala bingi n'okuddayo okusoma projects zigenda kubanga weziri tubeera ku Kizba at every Thursday producer bonna bali mu Uganda tujja together and to exchange ideas and tubaako natusomesa during the day.
Record that. You understand? We have this. You often encounter that.
Meeting zino as our producers tugeza okwigiza aba producers already abali mu field abakola. We don't train people to tetuyigiriza nti muntu avudde eri abadde musuubuzi nti ayakuyiga producer tukozesa abantu abali mu field already abali na studios oba bakola mu studios already nga balina practical experience ne tubongeramu those technical tips okubongeramu obukodyo obwensuso okusobola okukola omulimu omulungi okolera abayimbi omulimu omulungi ogunabatu
mubeeramu okusomesa n'okuyiga ekiyamba buli muntu okucekinga okuddamu neyecekinga n'alaba wano mbadde nkolawo bulungi wano mbadde nkolawo bubi in the long run kyetugezaako okukola kwe kulaba nti improving general standard of music in the country.
According to Eddie, the onus is now on Ugandan musicians to also improve the level of music in Uganda so that it can meet international standards.
Believe me, quality yawan eri waggulu. Near the quality of the musician ekyali wansi. They don't concentrate. Ngatakoze rehearsal, ngatalina na luyimba. Mbinyo najja ne verse emu ne chorus nga muna bikolera wano. Definitely good producer was totally ready to compose a song. So obongo kyebugamba that particular moment kyokola. Nokuba ebintu nga birungi nnyo naye nga the message and the rehearsed vocal part of it nga steady tetuka ku standard ya byuma. That's why abasinga tebasobola kuba live. Abantu abasobola buwa experience ogenda mu group nyingi ng'oluyimba baluba mu studio ludi appreciating the stage okujjako groups ezimu entono ennyo nga Frigo Band nti ekintu bakikuba ngawo Dream Girls group mpya yabawala basatu. Abawala abo naina idea nze ndi muyimbi wadde abasinga mumanyidde mu production. Nalowooza nti okubanga manyimba bulungi nti njala kufuna idea w'omukazi, of which I can put my male ideas to a female voice bayimbenga bwenjaga ne performances. We were batandise babadde nominated for upcoming. They are just a few months began. Twina projects nene ze tugenda okukola. Tugenda kukola all the music atabaddeyo. Tugenda kukola even the country music. Atali kadonka mu country music as in country. Originated in Nashville. Baina albums biri so far, but we have not released any. Tulisubira okureleasing in the beginning of this year. Bagenda kubanga bakuba music live. Bo benyini nga bakuba live si ku mayiminga si CD. Era o album gye banaatera okumala zibe album 2 era zigenda kufuluma very soon. Nina albums 5 zimaze okurecordinga so far. Nina n'ebimu bya performances ebiriwo so far era ngezaako okukola kumaliriza biwere bingi. Era nibya studios, Dream Studios expecting eyo studios endala nga 5 kuba trainings abantu bangi to handle. Bagenda kubawo studio nge handling only country music and a studio nge handling South African music kuba ne field yo nene and nge handling R&B and nge handling lingala kubanga producer tuba tumu training na kola enough research on that particular kind of music ndio mtu wave Congo abanga alieka omuntu wave South Africa abanga alieka kuba the days of Brenda and sisters again the Katrina grooming aba musician abapia okuba mu the rest of the world.
Koyo kuiswamu amaso kankuswazo ige ekikuvumya hani wange dala chichi bakutenda bovuma kankudizo ige sikulumbangako nze kwe wanumba nungamba nchunjagala konze tunabiraba bwe byagana olufudde lutalo olemeddwa okukiraba nti nno tewansanyusa munno gwovuma ani yagamba ommanyire nti onsimbire sikonsimbira tompalampapala naawe oba tansaanira tebikwatako nze mwagala obulungi bw'omukubo si bwe nnoonya dekorationi y'embagasi eya kurisimasi ikokwawule.
This is NTV.
This is the Art and Design Show, and in the highlights, the history of the Statue of Liberty, and Tintin goes bananas. What happened to all the matoke? Coming up. This feature presents the importance of jewels and beadworking in present-day usage.
Jewelry is any piece of fine material used to adorn the human body. Today, we meet two innovative jewelry creators. Linda and Mona started making jewels for their personal use, but inevitably had to go commercial.
When you're going out with your girlfriends and you're looking for something to wear, and you're like, I have blue blouse, but I don't have blue jewelry. So you just fix something there and then. And like, oh, okay, this would go. And when you go out, your friends are like, oh, where did you buy that? Like, no, I actually made it.
Even when I was a kid, you know, children, we get excited about seeing new things, but you can't exactly buy them because your parents are not, you know, willing to buy them for you. You're still a child growing up. So you just decide to make something that's similar to that. And you get away with it because everyone is so impressed.
At the end of the day, you just find yourself with so many things you just made there and then. So we just decided, why not just do this for business?
It's like a fire inside. So with Linda there, then she has the same fire, the same drive and everything, the same passion for fashion. So, you know, put us together and yeah, that's what we're doing.
Fascinated by the bright African colors, Linda and Mona have chosen to make jewels with African and Asian beads.
Basically, they're from all over the world, but even locally we have some.
Yeah, these are our horns. So, you know, we also try to, you know, show these off to see, you know, to show people what of these.
But we're trying so much to be unique. So we try so hard to get different beads from other parts of the world so that our products or our items are really, really unique.
Linda and Mona have different characters, and it is this difference that makes their jewelry unique.
The good thing with Linda and I is she's the more, if I could say, the more, and not in a bad way, the more flashy person. I'm more reserved. So we blend that together. So I could maybe understand the more conservative person's point of view, and then she would understand the, you know, the more fashionable person. So we put our ideas together and then hopefully come out with something, you know, productive for the client.
Making jewelry is not as difficult as it may seem. What makes it challenging, perhaps, is the absolute creativity required.
Customer, because you know, especially when somebody doesn't know what they want. You know, because you can suggest something and then maybe somebody can say, oh no, you know what, this is too extravagant for me, I couldn't wear that.
You can sit down with your client and ask them, what's your taste? Some people don't like chunky stuff, others don't like really small ones, others want, you know, medium looking ones. So you sit and discuss with them, how would you want it? Would you want it big or small or bright colored or dull colored? So you discuss with them, and of course once you're flowing with your client, you know their taste.
The tools for making jewelry range from simple pliers to polishers, wire twisters, wire cutters, and clamps. As the art of bead making is rapidly catching on in Kampala, Linda and Mona love the competition. After all, it's because of this competition that they have chosen to go commercial.
It's pretty hard, you know, just to sit back and look at things that people do and then charge people exorbitantly for them. I think our things are priced really you know, reasonably, and they're unique, I could safely say they're unique.
While sometimes it is tiring, it is also a lot of fun. It is a nice way to give back to the community as well as making someone look absolutely unique.
We work with passion, you know, so when you're making a necklace, you're thinking, is this something I would wear? I think that's the you think, is this something I would wear? You're not just making it because, oh, I'm going to make money, or you look at it, and most of the time, me and Mona, whenever I make something, I go to her and I'm like, would you wear this? And she's like, yes, I would wear that.
Unlike fashion that is determined by various givens, jewelry is more complex in its ability to blend with clothes and individual style.
Funny enough, most of the people or most of the clients that come to us have a particular outfit they would wear. So the person would come and say, I have a blue dress with green flowers.
And right now, Linda and Mona have set their minds on taking their talent a step further, making jewelry for the international market.
International.
We would like to expand, we would definitely like to expand, but you know, this is only the beginning, so we have a lot of work ahead of us.
The Statue of Liberty was originally called Liberty Enlightening the World, symbolizing liberty in form of a woman. She wears flowing robes and a spiked crown of 7 spokes, symbolizing the 7 oceans and the 7 continents. She holds a torch aloft in her right hand and carries in her left a book of law inscribed 4th July 1776. At her feet lie shackles, symbolizing the overthrow of tyranny. The Statue of Liberty was presented by the French to the Americans in 1886 to honor the friendship between the two nations. Alsatian sculptor Frederick Auguste Bartholdi, the French sculptor renowned for his monumental works, the most famous being the Statue of Liberty, was born on the 2nd of April 1834. Bartholdi thought well beyond the image of what would be the world's tallest monument. He considered such practical matters as how to support over 100 tons of copper plate and how to make the 151 feet tall statue be able to withstand the forceful winds of the New York Bay. Bartholdi turned to Gustav Eiffel, the engineer famous for his innovative bridge designs, who would subsequently build the Eiffel Tower. Eiffel anticipated skyscraper construction when he designed the Statue of Liberty's supporting frame. The statue was divided into about 300 sections, and each section enlarged to 4 times its size by the painstaking mathematical process of pointing up, in this case involving many thousands of measurements and as many verifications. By 1884, Liberty enlightening the world was complete. Liberty was dismantled and packed in 220 crates in preparation for her ocean voyage to her permanent home across the Atlantic. The Statue of Liberty arrived on Bedloe's, now Liberty Island, in New York Bay on June 19, 1885. An 89-feet-high concrete pedestal was built to support the statue. As the framework rose, the workmen attached the copper skin with 300,000 copper rivets in precisely drilled holes. President Grover Cleveland accepted the statue for the United States on October 28, 1886. The Statue of Liberty stands 305 feet and 1 inch over New York City and weighs nearly 225 tons of copper over steel. The Statue of Liberty is that of a woman said to be Bartholdi's mother, Charlotte Bartholdi. Today, it is recognized as a symbol of liberty throughout the world. There are several tours of the monument itself. Beginning in the pedestal of the monument, visitors can take the observatory tour, view the breathtaking structure, and learn about the history of the statue by visiting the History Museum. Children see a full scene of the New York harbor from the top of the pedestal. Nowhere else on earth is there a symbol that expresses of personal freedom as dramatically as the Statue of Liberty. A former student of fashion and design and now an energetic designer, Daphne Chaligonza tells us what drew her into the industry.
I am a person that likes more than 2 colors. If I see anything with 3 colors and it looks good, I'm like, wow. A friend of mine called Mario told me, I'll show you this billboard of colors of Benetton that they first put in Italy. So I was like, okay, let me see that. And it was just rough with all these colors, red, yellow, black, blah, blah, all colors there. But it was so nice. I said, wow, I like it. Then he said, but everyone was annoyed. Everyone said, what?
Having produced outfits for many different functions, Daphne believes that her clients are her pace-setters.
Many customers, when they want something very nice for a big event, they don't know what they want. Whatever they find is not good enough. So they tend to say, okay, I've come here, but I don't know what I want. I just want something. First of all, the easiest way to get them to show you what they like is you get them just magazines.
Daphne stresses that Impressionism is the newspaper of the soul. She uses a wide range of colors to match body size and skin complexion.
For example, if someone had big hips, I would advise them to go for dark colors because they make the hips look smaller. If someone is small, they can go for something bright. We'll take, for example, a body like this. This is an African body, a typical African body. They are normally small up and then they are wide at the bottom. So for her, want to brighten her up a bit. So I've thought of this a little bright fabric that is dark and bright. So the bright bit will go at the bust, and then we have the dark bit on the hips to make them look smaller. Then this would go nice with a Nigerian headgear.
Daphne has also designed a range of outfits from the simple casual to the more sophisticated for celebrities on the Ugandan music scene.
I've done a lot of costumes for Blue 3, and I've done all Cindy's outfits for the carpet, like Palm Awards, goat race, or whatever party she goes to, I do clothes for her. I also did Irene Nambiru's evening wear, African evening wear for the Palm Awards. I have done something for Juliana Kanyomozi. I did for Doreen Kayongo a creative wear for her Miss Makerere. I've done all Alex Mukulu's costumes since I don't know when. It's not so hard for me to design for them because they always have a look they want. Most of them will come with a magazine. So when Irene told me that, I said, okay, do you mean this? You know, then I drew for her stuff, and then most of them would want to see a picture. So I got pictures out. Then she saw a picture of the Miss World from Nigeria and said, I would like this. For Cindy, she was visiting Italy of recent. She went to a Gucci shop and saw a lovely dress made out of denim. So when she came 2 days before the Palm Awards. So she came and told me, you know what, I saw this lovely dress at the Gucci shop. It was denim. I just want anything with denim. So I said, cool. And that's it. So I sat down, got denim, did some embroidery on it. And I haven't made for her, I'd never made for her something red. So I mixed it with.
It's just a matter of time before Daphne soars to the top as a designer.
Stella Atal was showcasing her collection. Was asked by Andre of Paparazzi to come and show something. So I showed a sackcloth and many bright colors on it. It was kind of a creative wear. I see myself in 5 years with more customers. Collections, like I think in 5 years I'll have 5 collections, and then I'll have a shop full of clothes that people can come and buy, because right now I don't have so many stuff for people to buy. Yeah, and then I see I'll have more money. Maybe I'll be married, I don't know.
Daphne stays committed to seriously contributing to the development of the local fashion industry and the more inspired. Tintin goes bananas. What happened to all the matoke?
Try to keep up, Tintin.
Sorry, but Snowy found a bone. Give it to me, Snowy. You don't know where it's been.
Were written in the 30s, 40s and 50s. And they took a Belgian boy detective called Tintin with a variety of friends and colleagues and put him into all kinds of interesting situations all over the world. So there are stories set in China, there are stories set in South America. And there's one story set in Africa, which is called Tintin in the Congo. But it's an early one and it's not really very interesting. So we had the idea that this would make a very good dramatization if we could kind of update the Tintin story, set it in Uganda, and invent a story which was true to the type of story that Tintin, and the type of incidents that Tintin gets involved in, but also had a distinct, had a flavour here and a relevance for our audience here.
Oki Matoki. Powdered Matoki banana porridge fortified with iron and essential vitamins. Tastes like nature made it, only better.
It's the most disgusting thing we've ever eaten.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is.
She has a wonderful speaking voice, and she's a very good singer. And so with those ingredients, with acting experience, with a physical appearance that was right, and with the quality of her voice, both speaking and singing, she was just perfect for the part.
Missing Matoki. Vanished gorillas. My investigative journalist nose smells a rat.
Oh, my nose smells a bone. Oh, please, Tintin, I'm so hungry.
Down, Snowy. Bad dog. You mustn't eat gorilla bones. It's not respectful.
Yes, Tintin.
The villain in the Tintin stories, or one of the villains in the Tintin stories, is called Rastapopoulos, and he is a classic children's comic villain. So he's overweight, he's greedy, he thinks of complicated, wicked plans to do all kinds of things to make money. And he's physically, again, he's a short, fat man with a big moustache and a big nose.
This is my best scam yet!
We didn't have anyone who came to our auditions who quite lived up to that kind of appearance. So we decided to do something different, and we decided to change the part of Rastapopoulos from a male part to a female part, or at least to cast a female actor. We cast somebody called Kat Tucker, who's been in pantomimes before. We cast her as a man. So we actually took the pantomime genre even further, and we had a leading lady who was a man, and a leading villain who was a lady.
What did you say it was called again? Uganda. Uganda head. Well, one thing's for sure, that wretched boy Tintin won't find us here.
It provides an interesting dynamic. And in fact, the part of Rastapopoulos' sidekick, who is in the books, is called Captain Allen.
Hey, line up! They're coming! Smile! Children, I said smile!
In this one, we changed that to a lady's part as well and called it Alana Allen, and constructed a relationship between Rastapopoulos and Alana.
This charity's dry. This seems to please.
Well, sometimes you have to make what's the expression? You have to make a virtue out of necessity.
You stepped on my butt! Oh, shut up!
My boy! I got indigestion. Captain Wedlock, I'm asking you a question. Do you love me? You're a fool.
Suppose that Beadwork were rumoured to be engaged and getting married when really they don't get on at all. So we wanted to build that into the story. But this was the part of the pantomime dame. So this is the part that was deliberately played by a man dressed up as a woman.
Their reporter thought that I was in love with that crusty, old sea dog, Captain Padlock. Still doesn't mean a thing. The newspapers have had me engaged to Prince Charles when he was in between wives, Mick Jagger.
What we did two things. The first one was that we simply got him to sing very loudly and very enthusiastically. We also felt this would be very funny and would get our audience warmed up. Then later in the show, where there is actually a call to sing for some opera singing, the dual song in the books is Bianca Castafiore's signature tune. Now, we couldn't get Alex, possibly, to sing that. I mean, it's a man, he has a tenor voice, and to try to sing the part of a mezzo-soprano, that would have been catastrophic. So what we did was we were lucky enough to have an opera singer, a trained opera singer in our cast, by the name of Courtney Preston, and she has an absolutely lovely singing voice. So we got her to sing the dual song first off stage, and we had Alex mime the part, and rather badly.
Tell me, have you heard my new #1 hit single, the dual song? Would you like to hear it? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You would love to hear it.
I spent a lot of time reading the Tintin stories to my boys, particularly a few years ago when they were a bit smaller, but they still like to read them. So I was quite used to reading the part that I actually played, which is the part of Captain Haddock, who is a great friend of Tintin, and is Tintin's, I suppose he's Tintin's sidekick in a sense, but he's a little bit more than that. So I was already used to the concept of that part and used to speaking the type of things that he says. So from that angle, it was quite easy. What, of course, is extremely difficult is that for the scenes that I'm in, it's then very difficult to concentrate both on what I'm doing and what other people are doing. But because I had such a fantastic cast, and I really did, I had a very talented cast right the way throughout the show, and because the cast was so good, it was relatively easy for me. So once I decided where I wanted people to be and when and where I wanted them to enter and exit, and how I wanted them to play their characters, direction wasn't too much of a problem.
Would you like my hips?
2 hips, no ties.
I love this song!
Everyone enjoyed themselves. The rehearsing process was relatively straightforward. It was fun. It was an enormous amount of fun both preparing to do it and then actually performing here.
The bad guys have been captured, Grace and Patrick are reunited, the gorillas have been saved, and nobody in Uganda will have to watch another Okie Matoki ad ever again.
That makes me feel like singing!
That brings this edition of the Art and Design Show to a close. Remember, art evokes mystery, without which the world would not exist. Join us next week. Until then, enjoy the rest of your viewing.
This is NTV. This is NTV. This is NTV. This is NTV.
boy.